Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about issue number 1 of Ms. Marvel, Mutant Menace, written by Iman Vellani and Sabir Pirzada. But before we dive into the story, I want to ask if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment to help the channel grow. So with that said, this issue opens up with an anti-mutant criminal being stopped by Kamala Khan. And as he sat defeated, he tells our hero that none of this is personal, because she saved his nephew from a birdman way back. And because of her, he is now in law school living his dream. But see, now in his words, it's his turn to live his dream, and that dream is to purify New Jersey. So with that said, he pulled the pin on a grenade and tossed it towards Kamala Khan. But unlucky for him, it did absolutely nothing, as she caught it and smothered the explosion. For Ms. Marvel is doing what she does best, stopping crime. So with that done, we see the criminal being locked up as Ms. Marvel has a conversation with a police officer. And while they are talking, the officer makes it clear that Ms. Marvel is a friend of the police department, and as a friend, there is no reason to call Orcus. So as the police set off with the criminal, Ms. Marvel's hand started to morph in a chaotic manner, which caused great concern to Kamala as she looked on in confusion. Now following that, we see Kamala Khan walking through a divided Jersey City. And as she is making her way, the people are clearly at odds with her mutant status, because since she came out, the Hellfire Gala threw everything into a disarray. And because of all that, she's trying to stay focused, but her overactive mind is causing total mental anarchy. So, she asks herself what if people can't look past her costume, and would it be better if she just went back to her old colors? Because from where she is standing, she is wondering if Jersey City even needs her anymore. So as she makes her way into the tunnels, we transition over to the X-Men hideout. And when we get there, we see the team just hanging out as Wolverine was cooking a meal. Now just to add some context to the story, Ms. Marvel is the only hero with a secret identity, so because of that, she is able to travel above ground with no problem. So it is basically up to her to bring food and things like that. But even though her job is to lay low, she still tends to fight crime here and there. So with supplies dropped off, Psylocke makes it a point to bring just that up, which causes Rogue to tell Kamala to be more careful. Now, in Kamala's defense, she really truly wants to do more than just be a delivery person, for she believes she would better be of help on the front lines. But that is when Wolverine suggests that she should hang up her costume for a while and take a break from fighting crime. So with Logan looking out for Kamala, Ms. Marvel reassures them that she will be fine, and she will check in after class as she leaves for school. And speaking of school, when we get there, we see that every student is obsessed with the latest news involving Ms. Marvel because half of them, just like the rest of Jersey City, wanted Ms. Marvel either captured or praised as a hero. So while the teacher's back was turned, Kamala Khan sneaked into the classroom just to be caught at the very last minute. Now see, this right here wasn't her biggest problem, because she had to deal with the fact that her two best friends had their mind wiped by Emma Frost following the Hellfire Gala in order to keep her identity safe. So, as a consequence, she must sit back and listen to her friends call her a traitor for the time being. Now with this weighing heavy on Kamala's heart, she turns to the only friend she has who still remembers everything about her, Bruno. And she asks him his opinion on if she should tell the rest of her friends the truth, in which he reminds her that he believes that's a bad idea. Because last time during Ms. Marvel issue number 26, when Ms. Marvel went missing, her friends started to wear lightning bolts on their shirts and ran around the city without power, trying to fight crime similar to her. And just to add insult to injury, Bruno tells her while she was at ESU, Orcus had all of her friends interrogated in order to find information out about her. But due to Emma's mind wipe, they all knew nothing that could incriminate them. So with Kamala coming to terms with her new reality, we transition over to Mumbai, India with the former Orcus agent, Natika. And when we get there, we see her walking into a tailor shop where we see a man making a Kamala Khan outfit. Now at this point, we have no idea what she is using it for, but in the coming issues that should become clear. But anyway, when she was working for Orcus, they managed to kill some of the strongest members of X-Men, but their main concern should have been a teenager, because said teenagers were able to single-handedly take down an entire Orcus operation station at Empire State University. So with the custom secured, we watched as the former Orcus agent made her way into a secure room. And in the room was a screen that she was using to monitor everything about Ms. Marvel, including her ex-Jane. So following that, we jumped over to the food drive that Kamala agreed to go to while talking with Nakia in class. And when we get there, we see that the head of their congregation agrees to stand with Miss Marvel if she is a part of their community. Because according to him, they haven't heard the mutant side of the story, and considering Miss Marvel always helps people, he believes she deserves the benefit of the doubt. So following that, Kamala decided to share the good news with Bruno, but during their conversation, Bruno told Kamala that he downloaded the Mutant Watch application in order to ensure no one is following his friend. So with that established, we jump over to a mutant stealing jewelry from a store while onlookers report him with Mutant Watch. So as he knocks the phones out of the witness's hands, he uses his powers to grow plant-based wings and flew away. But unlucky for him, he didn't get far, for Kamala Khan stopped him dead in his tracks. So with the mutant restrained, Miss Marvel offers him safety with the X-Men and allows him to go free if he drops the jewelry. But unfortunately, he turned down the offer as he grew thorns on his body. So with pain ripping through Kamala's body, she ended up dropping the man as another onlooker reported her to on Mutant Watch. So as both mutants recover, we see not Orcus arrive, but instead Horticulture. And funny enough, Kamala has no idea who they are. So as the fight progressed, the planter get hit by one of the horticulturists, which gave Kamala the opening to strike. But when she does, just like before, her powers once again started to act up. So with things turning from bad to worse, Kamala struck down and started to make her escape. But before she got too far, her consciousness told her that she can't leave him behind. So with a little quick thinking, Kamala formulated a plan to help him get away safely. And the way she did it was by getting hold of a dandelion and making him touch it. And by doing that, he was able to turn into it himself, which allowed Kamala to scatter him to the wind. So with planters safely away, Kamala was left alone to continue the fight, and right before things could kick off again, a voice calls out to her from an alleyway, and before she knew it, Kamala was being teleported from one location to another, until she arrived at a concert. And as the people cheered and sang, Kamala directed her attention to the stage, where Lila Cheney was performing. So with that said, this issue of Miss Marvel Mutant Menace comes to an end. Now for the first issue, I will say it was a pretty laid-back story considering the era it is taking place in. Now I wouldn't say this is one of the best X-Men titles, but overall, if I was grading it on its own merit, I would say it was a solid start. And as for the former Orcus agent, Natika, I have a feeling she knows what Kamal's mutant power is. Now that is really important, because up to this point, that was one of the biggest mysteries in Kamal's story up to this point. Now with that out there, if you want to stay in the loop about any individual storyline, then how about you hop over to the playlist section down below or in the link cards above to get all caught up on the X-Men runs. So with that established, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.